Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you are all fine. We are back with lecture number 18 for English comprehension and composition. As we discussed in the last lecture that we are going to talk about paragraph writing in more detail in the next lecture, and in this one inshallah we are going to talk about paragraph writing, that is kinds of paragraphs, various different parts of a paragraph, and then some sample paragraphs that we will discuss, and there will be more exercises, more activities for you to understand or learn more about this particular aspect of writing. Now here we are with some tips for writing a paragraph. This one is a handout that will help you understand what paragraph writing is. It is a kind of a revision of everything that we talked about before, but in a lot more detail. What is the pre-writing stage? In paragraphs you also have to do some pre-writing, because pre-writing is important with regards to what you are going to write in your paragraph. You first have to draft it, you first have to plan your writing, and then get into writing neatly. The pre-writing stage is when you think carefully and organize your ideas for your paragraph before you begin writing. 6 pre-writing steps are: think carefully about what you are going to write. Ask yourself, what question am I going to answer in this paragraph or essay? How can I best answer this question? What is the most important part of my answer? How can I make a topic sentence or thesis statement from the most important part of my answer? What facts or ideas can I use to support my introductory sentence, and how can I make this paragraph or essay interesting? Do I need more facts on this topic? Where can I find more facts on this topic? Now these are all the questions to consider when you're thinking about what you are going to write. Next is open your notebook. Then you start writing right away. You start planning your writing right away. It's not just exactly writing, but आप अपनी writing की planning जो है वो साथ ही शुरू कर देते हैं. Write out your answers to the above questions. You do not need to spend a lot of time doing this. Just write enough to help you remember why and how you are going to write your paragraph or essay. Now take out your notebook and answer all the questions that you asked above. उन सब का आंसर आने के बाद आपके पास एक मटीरियल होगा sufficient that you will know what you have to do. Number 3 is collect facts related to your paragraph or essay topic. Now related to your essay or paragraph you need to collect facts. If you're writing on something historical, something scientific, you need to have factual information. That is true. आप अपने पास से कोई बात नहीं लिख सकते जो कि बाद में आप justify ना कर सके. Look for and write down facts that will help you to answer your question. Time saving hint is make sure the facts you are writing are related to the exact question you are going to answer in your paragraph or essay. Now whatever facts you collect should be related to your topic. ये ना हो कि आप सारी research कर लें और end में पता चले कि ये तो आपके topic से related ही नहीं था. Write down your own ideas and also note down your own ideas, because when you're writing an essay you definitely need your own ideas. Find the main idea of your paragraph or essay. Now try to find or determine the main idea of your paragraph so that you can stick to it and do not waver from it. Choose the most important point you are going to present. If you cannot decide which point is the most important, just choose one point and stick to it throughout your paragraph or essay. Organize your facts and ideas in a way that develops your main idea. Once you have chosen the most important point of your paragraph or essay, you must find the best way to tell your reader about it. Look at the facts you have written, look at your own ideas on the topic, decide which facts and ideas will best support the main idea of your paragraph. Once you have chosen the facts and ideas you plan to use, ask yourself which order to put them in the paragraph. Write down your own note set that you can use to guide yourself as you write your paragraph or essay. Now you have to organize facts and ideas and develop them in a sequential or organized way. So whatever information you have collected, look at it. अपने लिए आप अलग कुछ points बना के रख लें कि आपको ये इस paragraph में इस essay के लिए करना है और इससे हटना नहीं है. Writing paragraphs. What is the writing stage? Now we talked about the pre-writing stage for paragraphs. It is basically thinking about the topic, opening your notebook, asking yourself a lot of questions, answering those questions, collecting data and information, and then organizing it. 5 writing steps are: open your notebook and word processor. you have to keep your notebook and word processor as well. Now so these days it's mostly that you open your word processor, that is your laptop, and a word file in it, और आप वहीं पे डायरेक्ट टाइपिंग शुरू कर देते हैं अपने नोट्स को देख देख कर, लेकिन मोस्टली लोग हाथों से लिखते हैं. राइट द टॉपिक सेंटेंस, सपोर्टिंग सेंटेंस एंड क्लोजिंग सेंटेंस. राइट क्लियर and simple sentences to express your meaning. Focus on the main idea of your paragraph. Use the dictionary to help you find additional words to express your ideas. Now it's not a difficult thing. It sounds very easy, but it's a little organized, done in a very organized way. It can turn out to be a very good piece of writing that you create. Now editing paragraphs, when you have written your paragraph, your editing stage comes. वहाँ पे आपको क्या करना होता है? What is the editing stage? The editing stage is when you check your paragraph for mistakes and correct them. Grammar and spelling में आपको ये सब चीज़ें चेक करनी होती हैं. Check your spelling, check your grammar, read your essay again or paragraph again. Make sure each sentence has a subject. See if your subjects and verbs agree with each other. Check the verb tenses of each sentence. Make sure that each sentence makes sense. ये सारी ग्रामर जो हम ऑलरेडी पढ़ चुके हैं, ऑलमोस्ट वही चीज़ें हैं. अब आपको इनमें प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए, बट एडिटिंग की स्टेज पर आपको ये करना है. एंड देयर इज़ अनदर एडिटिंग दैट इज़ फॉर स्टाइल एंड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. मेक श्योर योर पैराग्राफ हैज़ अ टॉपिक सेंटेंस. मेक श्योर योर सपोर्टिंग सेंटेंसेस फोकस ऑन द मेन आइडिया. All your paragraphs should have topic sentence, and if you're writing just one paragraph, it should have a very substantial topic sentence. Make sure your supporting sentences focus on the main idea. Make sure you have a closing sentence. Check that all your sentences focus on the main idea and see if your paragraph is interesting. Try to make it interesting. उसको dry और dull और monotonous मत रखें, उसमें कुछ ना कुछ interesting information डालें. Now we won't get over to publishing paragraphs because we mostly don't get our paragraphs published. Characteristics of a good paragraph: topic sentence which includes the topic and a controlling idea. Supporting ideas usually 3 to 6 which support the topic sentence. Reasons, examples, names, numbers, and senses give details for and further explain the supporting ideas. Optional concluding sentence which leaves the reading with something to think about and may summarize the supporting idea if the paragraph is long. Unity is important, which means that all sentences in the paragraph directly support the topic sentence. And coherence, which means that all the information of the paragraph is well organized, logically ordered and easy to follow. Now about unity and coherence we talked about in detail in the last lecture, and that was about relevance, about linking, about the transitional words, about how to build paragraphs और उसका आपस में logical sequence कैसे develop करना है. We did exercises on that. If you have any questions regarding that, go back to that lecture, do those exercises again and you'll understand. Process of writing a paragraph. Compose your topic sentence. Think of a topic and a controlling idea that will narrow the topic enough to support it well in one paragraph. Now, process of writing a paragraph is very simple. Till now we were talking about essays as well, but here it's just about paragraphs. Process of writing a paragraph. Think of a topic and a controlling idea that will narrow the topic enough to support it well in one paragraph. Now your topic sentence is supposed to be in a way that it is supporting your paragraph or its theme in a very, very solid way. Brainstorm supporting ideas. Choose 2 to 6 supporting ideas that do a good job supporting your topic sentences. Now regarding supporting ideas, you have to choose at least 2 to 6 supporting ideas that do a good job, that relate to your topic sentence completely, and that will help the reader understand what you want to say. Write your paragraph in topic outline form as follows. Don't actually write sentences in the outline except for the topic sentence. Now first of all you have to write your paragraph in an outline form, and don't write complete sentences, but your topic sentence is supposed to be a complete sentence. उसके बाद वाली details को आप सिर्फ outline की form में लिख लें, and then start writing about the outline items of the outline, और आपका एक proper paragraph जो है वो develop हो जाएगा. Now we have some sample paragraphs according to all these details. This document also contains some sample paragraphs. Let's read through them and see कि उनके topic sentences क्या हैं, what are the paragraphs about, और किस तरह से develop किए हैं. We have different kinds of paragraphs here. The first one is advantages of watching television. जब आपको advantages और disadvantages वाले paragraphs लिखने होते हैं तो उसमें आपकी जो transition words हैं या जो language है that should be very clear. अब आप one by one disadvantages या advantages बता रहे हैं तो it should be more of a list rather than a paragraph, but in the form of a paragraph. Look at this one. This is advantages of watching television. TV is a good teacher for everyone for several reasons. Now see आपका topic sentence यहाँ पे आ गया. Topic sentence से हमें पता चल रहा है कि अब आप जो बातें करेंगे वो हैं TV के बारे में जो अच्छी बातें हैं वो. There are several programs for preschool children, for example Sesame Street and Trashin and His Friends. These are well organized programs that teach children to count and to say the alphabet. They also have interesting characters that tell stories and sing songs. Also television has programs for students. When I was a high school student, there were many kinds of learning programs like foreign language and math education programs. These programs help students with their studies. Furthermore, there are some programs for adults about how to garden, how to make delicious dishes, how to fix things around the house and so on. In conclusion, nowadays television teaches us all kinds of things. Now throughout the paragraph we have not talked about anything negative about television. When you titled your paragraph as advantages of watching television तो उसमें सिर्फ advantages ही आने चाहिए, उसमें disadvantages का जिक्र कहीं नहीं होना चाहिए. Now look at both the topic and concluding sentence. TV is a good teacher for everyone for several reasons, and in conclusion, nowadays television teaches us all kinds of things, and they have given examples of all kinds of things. It can teach us maths, it can educate us about alphabet, उसमें how to garden, how to make dishes, how to help around the house, how to make even sew clothes. तो ये सब चीज़ें आपको टीवी जो है वो सिखाता है. These are student samples, so there might be mistakes, but that's okay because ये students ने लिखे हुए हैं. Advantages of TV commercials. Now look at this. This also is a paragraph on advantages of TV commercials. Ads on television give consumers a lot of information. Now the topic sentence tells you कि अब आप आगे क्या बात करने वाले हैं. Ads on television give consumers a lot of information. They let consumers know what products look like, how much they cost, and where they are available. For example, a Toyota dealer wants to sell the Toyota Camry. The dealer's ads will show the new Camry over and over again and tell the consumer that the Camry has power windows, 6 cylinders and so on. In addition, the ads may compare the Camry with the Mercedes. They may say that the Camry runs as well as the Mercedes, but the Camry's price is much cheaper. The ads may also tell where to buy the Camry. When consumers see these ads, they think about all this information about the Camry, then they can decide if it is the car they want. So advantages of TV commercials. एक commercial की example देके उन्होंने सारे advantages बताए हैं कि this is how your consumers or TV viewers can benefit from TV commercials. Now advantages of living in a village. This is a very short paragraph, but again it lists down all the good things of a village. There are many advantages to living in a village. First of all, one is much closer to nature and can enjoy more peace and quiet. In addition, life in the country is much slower and people tend to be more open and friendly. A further advantage is that there is much less traffic, and as a result it is much safer place to bring up young children. In conclusion, it can be seen that village life is suitable for retired and those who want to have more peace and less stress. Now see the transition words, the development of transition words in this paragraph. First of all, then we have in addition, and then a further advantage is. हमारा हर sentence advantage ही बता रहा है, लेकिन वो start बिल्कुल different तरीके से हो रहा है. It's not always कि आप एक ही तरह से शुरू करके सारे sentences लिखते जाएं. आपको different तरीकों से हर sentence को शुरू करना है. In conclusion, it can be seen that village life, in conclusion, tells us that this is your concluding sentence. Now the disadvantages of living in a village, साथ ही उसका comparison आ गया है. देखेंगे अब disadvantages क्या हैं. जब आप disadvantages लिखते हैं तो आपको तब भी transition words का बहुत ख्याल रखना होता है. Look at this example how the student has done it. There are certain drawbacks to life outside the city. There are certain drawbacks to life outside the city. Firstly, because there are fewer people, one has a smaller number of friends. Therefore, entertainment, particularly in the evening, is difficult to find. Furthermore, the fact that there are fewer shops and services often means that there are fewer employment opportunities. As a result, one may have to travel long distances to work elsewhere, and this can be extremely expensive. Now, this again is also very valid. जो भी justifications points उन्होंने यहाँ इस paragraph में दिए हैं वो भी बहुत valid हैं. Disadvantages are always there. ये advantages. And then we talked about the disadvantages. Both paragraphs give us a proper sequential development of the paragraph. The paragraph starts with your topic sentence, then we move on firstly, and then therefore, and then furthermore, and then as a result. These are the transition words that have been used to develop the sequence of the paragraph. Now, effects of parents on children. This also is an interesting paragraph. Parents can help their children be successful in school by encouraging the children usually enjoy playing games instead of studying their boring lessons. So parents have to take the responsibility to monitor their studies and to remind them to do their homework at home after school. Parents should also encourage their children to study by buying storybooks with pictures, or they can buy textbooks or tapes that help children learn to spell or read. The best way to encourage children to study efficiently is to reward them when they get an A. As a child, I experienced this. My parents gave me a gift, I had studied well, and then I was very excited. So if parents really want their children to succeed in school, they need to pay attention to their children's studies and encourage them. So the paragraph basically totally relates to the topic. आपका first sentence आपका topic sentence है, उसके बाद उसमें further details हैं how parents can help children how parents can have a positive effect on a child's personality, उनको किस तरह से encourage कर सकते हैं, वो सब बातें बताई हैं. And then moving on to another kind of paragraph, that is argumentative, importance of university education. अब यहाँ पर आपको argument देने हैं importance of university education के बारे में. So ये एक argumentative paragraph होगा. People attend university to prepare for a career, to attend for personal fulfillment, and to make more money in the job market. First of all, some attend university in order to prepare for a career. They learn about a particular subject in depth there. In addition to this, employers want employees who have very specific knowledge. Secondly, some attend for personal achievement. Adults may attend university just for the joy of learning. Students also may feel a sense of success by learning new things. Finally, some attend in order to make more money in the job market. Because if one has specialized skills, one can make more money in the job market. In short, people attend college for many reasons, some of which include desire to prepare for a career, personal fulfillment, and financial rewards. Now, importance of university education has been listed here. First of all is the transition word, then we have in addition to this, secondly, and finally, और इस तरह से हमें सारे जो arguments हैं वो बताए गए हैं. And then we have another kind of paragraph, that is comparison. Two different educational systems. The educational systems of Europe and the United States are similar in a number of ways. They are comparing Europe and United States education systems, and आपका topic sentence आपको ये बता रहा है कि कौन से education systems को compare किया जा रहा है. To begin with, elementary school classes look the same everywhere. There are about 20 to 22 pupils per class, and the classes are co-educational. Now, इसमें सिमिलैरिटी कहाँ पर है? एलिमेंट्री स्कूल क्लासेस में, दोनों में अमेरिका और यूरोप में एक जैसी चीज़ है. ऑल्सो देर इज़ वन टीचर फॉर ऑल सब्जेक्ट्स फॉर ईच ग्रेड एक्सेप्ट इन स्कैंडिनेविया, एंड द मेजॉरिटी ऑफ एलिमेंट्री स्कूल टीचर्स आर women. In addition, the subjects which are taught at the elementary level are basically the same everywhere. Reading and writing, mathematics, introductions to the sciences, music, sports and art. So ये सारे जो subjects हैं ये almost एक जैसे हैं. The only major difference in the elementary curriculum is that most Europeans study a foreign language in elementary school, but most American children do not. European students learn one foreign language at elementary school, but American students, they don't. They learn a foreign language later on in their academic years. As a result, American and European education system differs in some ways. So this was a comparison essay. Now this handout, this document helped us understand about various stages of writing, what was the process of writing paragraphs, and sample paragraphs of different kinds, argumentative, comparison, and simple affirmative paragraphs. Now moving on to some more details about writing paragraphs, we will do some exercises in about identifying topic sentences in the paragraphs. So we have 3 paragraphs in which you have to identify topic sentences. Let's read through all of them and see कि आपका topic sentence कहाँ पे located है. You have done this exercise before, so let's do it with me. Read the document and identify or underline what you think is the topic sentence. Paragraph 1. The maintenance of order in pre-state societies is rooted in a commonality of material interests. The greater the amount of common interests, the less need there is for law and order specialists. Among band-level cultures, law and order stem directly from the relations between people and the natural habitat from which subsistence is derived. All adults usually have open access to this habitat: the rivers, lakes, beaches, oceans, all the plants and animals, the soil and the subsoil. Insofar as these are basic to the extraction of life-sustaining energy and materials, they are communal property. Now we are talking about commonality of material interests in pre-state societies. So the maintenance of order. When you have a lot of resources to be used commonly by many people, तो वहाँ पे आपका maintenance of law and order का problem होता है. So you don't need more of law and order specialists when there is a greater amount of common interests. When people realize that these are the natural resources that they are supposed to use for their benefit, तो वो आपस में लड़ाई झगड़ा नहीं करते, कहीं पे law and order की situation नहीं होती. So पुलिस और इस तरह के specialists की आपको ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती. So your topic sentence evidently lies at the very initial stage of your paragraph. The maintenance of order in pre-state societies is rooted in a commonality of material interests. This is your topic sentence, because this is one thing that tells us or summarizes everything that the paragraph is all about. Paragraph number 2. Though the United States has spent billions of dollars on foreign aid programs, it has captured neither the affection nor esteem of the rest of the world. In many countries today, Americans are cordially disliked, in others merely tolerated. The reasons for this sad state of affairs are many and varied, and some of them are beyond the control of anything this country might do to try to correct them. But harsh as it may seem to the ordinary citizen, filled as he is with good intentions and natural generosity, much of the foreigner's animosity has been generated by the way Americans behave. Now, the paragraph is about general dislike among the rest of the world for Americans. So let's see कि आपका कौन सा सेंटेंस है इस पैराग्राफ में जो इस चीज़ को बहुत अच्छी तरीके से कवर अप करता है. Let's read the first sentence because mostly आपके first sentence में topic sentence होता है. Though the United States has spent millions of dollars on foreign aid programs, it has captured neither the affection nor esteem of the rest of the world. So it would be United States has captured neither the affection nor esteem of the rest of the world. So ना ही वो बाकी दुनिया की मोहब्बत हासिल कर सके हैं और ना ही उनसे कोई अपनी इज्जत करवा सके हैं. Although they have spent millions of dollars on foreign aid programs, they have been providing aid to the rest of the world. They provide a lot of aid, financial aid to Pakistan, but Pakistani people, we can see all the time that they don't really like Americans. Similar is the case with so many other countries. So the highlighted part is your topic sentence here, because the rest of the sentence tells us that how affection and esteem has been away from Americans from the rest of the world. Paragraph 3. Anthropology is the study of humankind, especially of Homo sapiens, the biological species to which we human beings belong. It is the study of how our species evolved from more primitive organisms. It is also the study of how our species developed a mode of communication known as language and a mode of social life known as culture. It is the study of how culture evolved and diversified, and finally it is the study of how culture, people and nature interact wherever human beings are found. So this is the paragraph, and it's very evident that your first sentence is your topic sentence. We are talking about anthropology, that is the study of humankind, especially of Homo sapiens, the biological species to which we human beings belong. Homo sapiens are the division or classification of biology, biological species जो जिसमें इंसान जो है वो आते हैं. So anthropology is the study of humankind, and the rest of the paragraph develops on the same thought. So आपका ये जो sentence है ये topic sentence हो जाएगा, the first sentence in paragraph 3. Now moving on to exercise number 2 in the same handout, look at the following text about Leonardo da Vinci. The first sentence of each paragraph has been removed. The sentences are listed below the text. Match them with the correct paragraph. Now what you have to do is that there is a list of about 7 paragraphs, and हर paragraph का topic sentence जो है वो remove किया हुआ है, first sentence हटाया हुआ है. आपको वो first sentence यहाँ से ढूंढ कर उन paragraphs के साथ attach करना है. So let's read through all the paragraphs here and then move on to the topic sentences, और उनमें से जो relate कर रहा है वो लेकर आए और इसके साथ attach करें. This is about the genius of Leonardo. सारे paragraphs इसी के बारे में हैं, लेकिन हर paragraph का एक topic sentence है जो यहाँ से remove करके उन्होंने नीचे list में लिखा हुआ है. So paragraph 1 is, he was the illegitimate son of a Florentine lawyer and property owner. His artistic bent obviously appeared at an early age, for when he was 15 he was apprenticed to the painter Verrocchio. In 1472 he was accepted in the Painters Guild in Florence, where he remained until 1481. Second paragraph, and among his early drawings were many sketches of mechanical apparatus and weapons, evidence of his interest in and knowledge of things mechanical. Number 3, his artistic achievements in Milan reached their peak with the mural The Last Supper, completed in 1497. In the 1490s, he began monumental treatises on painting, architecture, human anatomy and mechanics. He set down his observations on these themes in voluminous notes and sketches, which he would later assemble in his notebooks. There remain of his notebooks a prodigious 7,000 pages, all in characteristics mirror writing. Number 5, he then went back to Milan and entered the service of the French king Louis XII. Later he was to work in Rome with Raphael and Michelangelo on designs for the new church of St. Peter. In 1516 he settled in France at Cloche near Amboise, where he died 3 years later. Number 6, he was no mere theorist advancing fanciful ideas. He was a practical man who designed things that would work because he could see how they would work. And the last paragraph is, there is no evidence that Leonardo actually built the machines and mechanical devices he sketched and described, and in many cases their practical importance remained unrealized and unrealizable for centuries. There was neither the demand for them nor the technology. Now these are all the paragraphs about the genius of Leonardo, लेकिन हर paragraph का topic sentence आपको अभी ढूंढना है. Let's go over and read the first paragraph again and go to the options and find the topic sentence. He was the illegitimate son of a Florentine lawyer and property owner. His artistic bent obviously appeared at an early age, for when he was 15 he was apprenticed to the painter Verrocchio. In 1472 he was accepted in the Painters Guild in Florence, where he remained until 1481. Now let's go down and see कि यहाँ से कौन सा ऑप्शन जो है वो पैराग्राफ नंबर 1 पे फिट आता है. Let's read all of them. Leonardo returned to Florence in 1499, where he painted that most famous painting, the Mona Lisa. Number B, between 1482 and 1499, he was employed in the service of Duke of Milan, to whom he was painter, sculptor, musician and technical advisor on military and engineering matters. Number C, in whatever subject he studied, Leonardo laid absolute faith in the evidence of his eyes. D, Leonardo da Vinci was born in 1452 in Vinci, a small village in Tuscany. Now this can be your topic sentence for the first paragraph. Leonardo da Vinci was born in 1452 in Vinci, a small town in Tuscany. He was the legitimate son of. Now this paragraph tells us about the early life of Leonardo da Vinci, and sentence number D from the correct topic sentences matches with number 1. 1 matches with D. Moving on to number 2, and among his early drawings were many sketches of mechanical apparatus and weapons, evidence of his interest in and knowledge of things mechanical. Now moving on, let's go down and find the topic sentence for this paragraph. We had read till D, and A, B, C में से कोई भी नहीं है, E, and it is in his things, his machines, that we are interested in this book. F, by then Leonardo's expertise with paint, brush and palette, pen and pencil was already well advanced. This one relates closely to the second one, and among his early drawings were many sketches of mechanical apparatus and weapons, evidence of his interest in and knowledge of things mechanical. Now when we were talking about his interest developing in paint, palette, pencil, so we'll talk about his drawing sketches of things. So F would relate to this. Let's read number 3. His artistic achievements in Milan reached their peak with the mural The Last Supper, completed in 1497. Now number 3 would go with number B. Between 1482 and 1499, he was employed in the service of Duke of Milan, to whom he was painter, sculptor, musician and technical advisor on military and engineering matters, and his artistic achievements in Milan reached their peak. Now we were talking about Milan here, was working under Duke of Milan in B, and we have the reference of Milan in paragraph number 3. So आपका जो 3 है वो relate करेगा B के साथ. 3 का topic sentence है option B from here. Moving on to number 4, in the 1490s he began monumental treatises on painting, architecture, human anatomy and mechanics. He set down his observations on these themes in voluminous notes and sketches, which he would later assemble in his notebooks. There remain of his notebooks a prodigious 7,000 pages, all in characteristic mirror writing. And number 4 goes with option G, but his creative energies now were turning more and more to scientific and literary pursuits. और वो यहाँ पे in the 1490s he began monumental treatises. Treatises का मतलब होता है literary works, कोई लिखे हुए जो काम होते हैं. So when we read G here, it tells us his creative energy were now turning to scientific and literary pursuits. So he was getting into literature. So number 4 would go with number G. 4 will have its topic sentence as number G from here. Let's read paragraph number 5. He then went back to Milan and entered the service of the French King Louis XII. Later he was to work in Rome with Raphael and Michelangelo. These were 2 other great artists of the time, on designs for the new church of St. Peter's. In 1516 he settled in France at Cluj near Amboise, where he died 3 years later. Now number 5 would go with A here. Leonardo returned to Florence in 1499, where he painted that most famous painting, the Mona Lisa, in 1503. He then went back to Milan. He came back to Florence and then went back to Milan. Florence में he painted the picture, the Mona Lisa, painting the Mona Lisa, and then went back to Milan. This is sentence number 5 that goes with A. Number 6, he was no more a theorist and advancing fanciful ideas. He was a practical man who designed things that would work because he could see how they would work. Now 6 would go with number C. In whatever subject he studied, Leonardo laid absolute faith in the evidence of his eyes. So he was no more a theorist or advancing fanciful ideas. A person who believes on his eyes, whatever the eyes see, is not a theorist. वो कभी भी idealistic नहीं हो सकता. He was a practical man. So number 6 would go with C. Number 7, there is no evidence that Leonardo actually built the machines and mechanical devices he sketched and described. And in many cases, their practical importance remained unrealized and unrealizable for centuries. There was neither the demand for them nor the technology. And the remaining is E. Number 7 would go with E, and it is in his things, his machines, that we are interested in this book. There is no evidence that Leonardo actually built the machines and mechanical sketches. Number 7 would go with E. And it is in his things, his machines, that we are interested in this book. The name of the book is The Genius of Leonardo. So this is how we choose topic sentences for paragraphs that have been given with all the supporting details and concluding sentences. So it's quite simple to choose or pick their related topic sentence from a long list. Now there is another exercise identifying as supporting topic sentences. Now here again, this is an exercise that the kind of this exercise you have already done before. You have to put the following sentences in the correct order to produce a well organized paragraph. These are A, B, C, D, 4 options, and you have to put them in correct order to see कि कौन सा sentence पहले आएगा और आपको एक well organized paragraph बनाना है. Let's read through all the 4 options and then decide कि कौन इनका logical sequence क्या होगा. Option A, for a lightweight poster or sign you can use either offset book stock or cover stock. B, you will probably have to take your publication to a commercial printer. However, since Bristol won't feed through most desktop printers or copy machines. The type of paper you choose for a poster or a sign depends on how it will be reproduced and how it is going to be used. If you need to create a more durable poster or sign or create packaging, Bristol stock is your best choice. Now, your evident or obvious topic sentence turns out to be C. The type of paper you choose for a poster or a sign depends on how it will be reproduced and how it is going to be used. Because उसके reproduce करने और उसके use करने के तरीके बाकी sentences में आ रहे हैं. First one would be C. Your topic sentence is C. Then is A. For a lightweight poster or sign, you can use either offset book stock or cover stock. अब वो आगे different kinds बता रहे हैं कि अगर आपका poster sign lightweight है तो उसके लिए आप क्या क्या use कर सकते हैं. C के बाद होगा A. And then we have D. If you need to create a more durable poster or sign or create packaging, Bristol stock is your best choice. This is a kind of a promotional paragraph जिसमें आपको बता रहे हैं कि publishing printing वो कैसे करनी है. पहले आपको बता रहे हैं कि आपका जो भी type of paper आप choose करते हैं वो depend करता है आपके poster के size के ऊपर और उसको कैसे use किया जाएगा उस पर. Then they tell us about the lightweight poster in option A and option D में वो बता रहे हैं ज़्यादा durable poster के बारे में. And the remaining is B. B would be your last sentence of the paragraph. You'll probably have to take your publication to a commercial printer. However, Bristol won't feed through most desktop printers or copy machines. As this Bristol kind of paper or publishing material won't feed through most desktop printers or copy machines, so you have to take your publication to a commercial printer ताकि वो आपको print करके दे. So I repeat the sequence. It is C, A, D and B. So when you put the sentences according to this order, it becomes a logical paragraph. Moving on to paragraph number 2. Let's read through all 5 options. We have 5 in this one and then change their sequence. It's rare but not unheard of for mail to go astray. B. And many corporate mail servers have had growing pains too, experiencing holdups and the odd deletion. C. On the whole though, you can assume email will arrive. D. However, during 1997, AOL and Microsoft Network, to name just the big players, had severe mail outage resulting in the delay and in some cases loss of email. Number E, in general, internet email is considerably more reliable than the postal service. Now, you understand that the paragraph is basically about how email can also face problems as compared to postal service. It's not always that emails arrive in time or they are delivered. वो भी postal service की mail की तरह कभी कभार गुम जाती हैं, ऑटोमेटिकली डिलीट हो जाती हैं और आपको ईमेल नहीं मिलती. सो लेट्स सी कि आपका टॉपिक सेंटेंस यहाँ पर क्या होगा. येस, योर टॉपिक सेंटेंस वुड बी ई, बिकॉज इसकी लैंग्वेज इस तरह की है कि ये एक ग्राउंड सेट कर रहा है आपके आर्ग्यूमेंट के लिए. इन जनरल, इंटरनेट ईमेल इज कंसिडरेबली मोर रिलायबल देन द पोस्टल सर्विस. दिस वुड बी ई, नंबर 1. देन इज ए, it's rare but not unheard of for mail to go astray. This is your second sentence, E and A. Then we have D. However, during 1997, AOL and Microsoft Network, to name just the big players, had severe mail outages resulting in the delay and in some cases loss of email. Now this would be sentence number 3, E, A and D, and next would be B. And many corporate mail servers have had growing pains to experiencing holdups and the odd deletion. Now, before talking about the main big players, AOL, after talking about them, AOL and Microsoft Network, they have said that many corporate mail servers, generally भी बात की है, so D के बाद होगा B, and then last one would be on the whole, though you can assume email will arrive. Now आप देखें कि आपके जो टॉपिक और कंक्लूडिंग सेंटेंस के ट्रांजिशन वर्ड्स हैं वो आपको बहुत क्लियरली ये आइडिया देते हैं कि ये टॉपिक सेंटेंस है और ये कंक्लूडिंग सेंटेंस. इन जनरल, internet email is considerably more reliable than the postal service, and in the end, on the whole, though, generally on the whole, again, you believe, you can assume that email will arrive. So I repeat the sequence. It is E, A, D, B and C. Let's move on to paragraph number 3. Time may indicate the importance of the occasion as well as on what level an interaction between persons is to take place. B, the same applies for calls after 11 p.m. C, different parts of the day, for example, are highly significant in certain contexts. D, our realization that time talks is even reflected in such common expressions at what time does the clock say. In the United States, E, if you telephone someone very early in the morning while he is shaving or having breakfast, the time of the call usually signals a matter of utmost importance and extreme urgency. And F, a call received during sleeping hours is apt to be taken as a matter of life and death. Hence the rude joke value of these calls among the young. Now these are the 6 sentences that we have. Now let's look at the sequence. Time may indicate the importance of occasion as well as on what level an interaction between persons is to take place. The paragraph basically tells us about at what time you call someone, and the time of call indicates what. If you call them in the morning, early in the morning, it indicates that it must be something very important. And if you call them late at night, it must be the matter of life and death that you are calling them. Or if it is, for example, if it's during a meeting or during you are with your family, in sub times का effect होता है on the purpose of the call. So your option A is going to be your topic sentence. Time may indicate the importance of the occasion as well as on what level an interaction between persons is to take place. Then C, different parts of the day, for example, are highly significant in certain contexts. Then we have the same applies for calls after 11 p.m. Then after C we have E. In the United States, if you telephone someone very early in the morning while he is shaving or having breakfast, the time of the call usually signals a matter of utmost importance and extreme urgency. And after E we have B. The same applies for calls after 11 p.m. And then we have F. A call received during sleeping hours is apt to be taken as a matter of life and death, hence the rude joke value of these calls among the young. And then we are left with D. Our realization that time talks is even reflected in such common expressions as what time does the clock say. So your A and D are, A is your topic sentence, D is your concluding sentence, and the rest are your supporting details जिन्हें आप different जगहों पर fix करेंगे paragraph में. Now moving on to another document that is on descriptive paragraphs. Now this is a language skill practice. Write a paragraph about a favorite place. Now what you are going to do is that you are going to follow this handout, and in the end you will write a paragraph on my favorite place, and I will show you a student sample as well, जिससे आपको आइडिया होगा कि आप ये पैराग्राफ कैसे लिख सकते हैं. लेकिन ये पैराग्राफ आप खुद लिखेंगे so that एक क्रिएटिव प्रैक्टिस आपकी हो जाए. अब तक हम जो एक्सरसाइजेस कर रहे थे वो हैंडआउट की फॉर्म में थी. यू हैवंट डन एनीथिंग योरसेल्फ, यू हैवंट क्रिएटेड अ पैराग्राफ योरसेल्फ, सो यू हैव टू डू इट बिफोर द एंड ऑफ दिस लेक्चर so that you have some set of skills with you, so which will help you in the future to develop good paragraphs. Language skill practice. Now you have to write a paragraph about your favorite place. So these are the questions you can ask yourself, like this is a kind of a pre-writing that you can do. Where do you go when you are very happy? These are kind of journalistic questions that you can ask yourself. अगर आप इन सवालों के जवाब लिखेंगे तो आपके पास एक बहुत अच्छा पैराग्राफ बन जाएगा. Where do you go when you are very sad? Whether you want to talk about a favorite place because of its making you happy, or जब आप sad होते हैं तो वहाँ जाते हैं. Is there a room in your home where you always feel comfortable? Or is there a natural place, such as in the forest or mountains, at a lake or in a park, where you like to go? So these are the questions. The basic language practice, skill practice is that these are the questions you can ask from yourself, and if you answer these questions well, you can form a very good developed paragraph. Now paragraph outline. Now this is the basic paragraph outline, and you can just fill in the blanks here, and a very good paragraph of yours can be developed. My favorite place. You can take 5 minutes and do this exercise on your own. It will hardly take 5 to 10 minutes, and then you can discuss it with someone to see whether you have done it correctly or not. Now the blanks in this paragraph are not those blanks which would take just one word. यहाँ आपको कहीं कहीं पूरा सेंटेंस, कहीं कुछ फ्रेजेस और वो डालनी पड़ेंगी. माई फेवरेट प्लेस इज डैश विच इज़ लोकेटेड डैश. इफ़ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अ रूम तो आप सिंपली कहेंगे माई फेवरेट प्लेस इज़ माई डाइनिंग रूम, माई ड्राइंग रूम, माई बेडरूम. आई लाइक टू गो देयर व्हेन आई एम डैश और डैश. यहाँ पे दो इमोशंस लिखेंगे जिनकी वजह से आप वहाँ जाना पसंद करते हैं. इट्स अ डैश विद डैश. It's a natural scenery. It's an open room with windows. कुछ भी हो सकता है. It has dash and dash. यहाँ पे दो और क्वालिटीज़ लिखेंगे उसकी. कोई भी क्वालिटीज़ अकॉर्डिंग टू द चॉइस जो आपकी है. अगर आप किसी जगह का जिक्र करें, किसी पार्क का जिक्र करें तो वो डिफरेंट होगा. अगर आप रूम कह रहे हैं तो वो डिफरेंट होगा. When I am there, I always dash. What do you feel there? So this is how you will fill this. I first found this spot when dash. When did you first find this spot? If it is a spot, अगर ये कोई room है तो आप ये वाली information निकाल देंगे. I was dash when suddenly I dash. Maybe you will say I was taking a walk in the national park and I suddenly found this spot and I was surprised and all. थोड़ा बहुत additions करेंगे. From that time on, I have dash. Like I have always come here whenever I felt sad, whenever I missed someone, और इस तरह की चीज़ें, ये चीज़ें आप ऐड करेंगे. Dash knows I like to go there. My friends know, my family knows. ये verb आप यहाँ पर change करेंगे according to the subject. Dash, यहाँ एक blank छोड़ी उन्होंने कि एक further कोई information आप उसके बारे में डालें. I have taken, have never taken dash to this spot, or your friends or family or your wife or anyone to this spot because dash. आप लेकर गए हैं या नहीं लेकर गए हैं, इनमें से कोई एक चूज़ करेंगे. This place is my favorite because it, आगे एक substantial reason लिख दें, एक general reason overall कि आपको ये जगह क्यों पसंद है. Now another way can be that you can ask yourself these 7 questions and answer them, and your paragraph on my favorite place will be developed. Now, why did we choose this paragraph, my favorite place? Because it's very simple, and just to help you understand what a paragraph writing basically is, तो बहुत आसान सा टॉपिक चूज़ किया. अदरवाइज आपके पास पहले दिए हुए हैं टॉपिक, आप उनमें से कोई भी एक लेकर उस पर पैराग्राफ लिख सकते हैं. नंबर 1, व्हाट इज़ योर फेवरेट प्लेस? वेयर इज़ इट लोकेटेड? व्हाट कैन यू सी देयर? हाउ डिड यू फाइंड इट, और हाउ डिड इट बिकम योर फेवरेट प्लेस? When did you find it, or when did it become your favorite place? अब इन दोनों क्वेश्चंस के आंसर्स आपके 3-4 लाइंस में आएंगे और आपका बहुत अच्छा सब्सटैंशियल पैराग्राफ बन जाएगा. Have you shared your favorite place with anyone or spent time there with someone special? If yes, with whom? When? If not, why not? Now you have to justify. Have you taken someone there? If you have a family or your parents or brothers, sisters or friends, किसी को वहाँ लेकर गए हैं या नहीं, और अगर नहीं तो भी बताएं क्यों, और लेकर गए हैं तो किसको और क्यों और कब. How does this place make you feel? Now feeling के बारे में आपने ज़रूर लिखना है, because we're talking about favorite place, so it should accompany feelings. So these are the questions that you can ask yourself, and then try to answer these questions, and the information that you gather by answering these questions would make your paragraph more interesting and more real. Now let's look at this sample paragraph. This has been written by a student, and you get all the answers of the questions. It's very beautifully written. My favorite place is my living room in my house because it is a place with a lot of activity. It is a typical living room with a TV, couch, chair, coffee table and bookshelf, but the people inside make it special. My daughter, husband and I spend a lot of time there. It is the place where I spend my weekends talking with my family, watching movies, getting the latest news and reading. My living room has been my favorite place for a long time now. I have rarely shared this place with others outside my immediate family. This place makes me feel warm, cozy and relaxed, and that is why it is my favorite place to be in the whole world. Now see, इस पैराग्राफ में आपके पास एक feeling का एलिमेंट भी आ गया है. What does the person feel about being in their cozy living room, and she has spent her time there with her daughter and husband, and what does she do there? She has given us a brief description of the place as well, that is, it includes a TV, couch, chair, coffee table and bookshelf, but what makes it special is the people who live there. It's not just a living room, it's a kind of a whole world for the person. So this is how a good paragraph can be developed, by just answering some questions or developing an outline, और उसको fill up करने से एक बहुत अच्छा खूबसूरत पैराग्राफ आप बना सकते हैं. Now moving on, we have a checklist of a paragraph. जब आप एक पैराग्राफ लिख लें तो उसको चेक कैसे करें कि आपका पैराग्राफ सही है या बहुत अच्छा लिखा हुआ है या उसमें कोई कमी तो नहीं है. So पैराग्राफ कंटेंट के बारे में you can ask yourself the question, does the paragraph have a topic sentence, and mark it with a tick. उसके आगे टिक मार्क लगाते जाएं. Does the paragraph have at least 3 supporting details? It should have minimum 3 supporting details. 3 से कम होंगी तो it won't be considered a paragraph. Does the paragraph have a concluding sentence? That this should be very important. Is the meaning of each sentence clear? Now this is at the editing stage. जब आप editing कर रहे हो तो आप ये checklist चेक कर लें, और अगर उसमें कोई गलतियाँ हैं तो आप साथ साथ ठीक करते जाएं. Now regarding the meaning of the topic and concluding sentence, you have to be very careful, because the meaning is supposed to be very clear. Not just topic and concluding sentence, supporting details का meaning और उनका connection आपस में बहुत clear होना चाहिए. Paragraph format से related, you can ask yourself these questions. Does the paragraph have a title? Very important. Most of the students, when they are asked to write a paragraph, they forget the title. Is the paragraph indented? Yes. फॉर्मेट में ये चीज़ इंपॉर्टेंट है, इसके मार्क्स होते हैं, और अगर आप नहीं सही लिखेंगे तो मार्क्स कटते हैं. इज़ द पैराग्राफ डबल स्पेस्ड? इफ़ यू आर टाइपिंग इट तो डबल स्पेस्ड होना चाहिए. इज़ द पैराग्राफ विद इन मार्जिन्स में है या नहीं. ग्रामर एंड पंक्चुएशन. डज ईच सेंटेंस बिगिन विद अ कैपिटल लेटर? डज ईच सेंटेंस एंड विद पंक्चुएशन? फुल स्टॉप, कॉमा, कैपिटल लेटर, क्वेश्चन मार्क या सेमीकोलन से हर क्लॉज वगैरह को आपने सेपरेट किया है या नहीं, आर ऑल द वर्ड्स स्पेल्ड करेक्टली, बिकॉज व्हेन यू आर हैंडिंग दिस इन पैराग्राफ इन टू योर टीचर टू बी चेक्ड, तो ये 3 चीज़ें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हैं, योर पैराग्राफ कंटेंट, पैराग्राफ फॉर्मेट एंड ग्रामर एंड पंक्चुएशन। इन तीनों चीज़ों को चेक करके एंड देन यू आर सपोज टू give it over to your teacher for marking. Now we move on to a general review of what we did till now. This lecture and the previous lecture was about paragraph writing, what a paragraph is, how you go about it, what are the different kinds of paragraphs, what are different parts of paragraphs, a topic sentence, supporting details and a concluding sentence. We talked about a hamburger model. Hamburger model के हिसाब से paragraph को किस तरह से set करना है. We did many exercises on identifying topic sentences, choosing the repetition of keywords, linking, relevance and unity and coherence and everything. This presentation is basically a review or kind of a revision of everything. The paragraph is a series of sentences developing one topic. The topic sentence of a paragraph is stated in one sentence. This is called the topic sentence. It's in the one sentence, it's the first sentence that is general, that tells us what is coming up in the supporting details, so that is called a topic sentence. The rest of the paragraph consists of sentences that develop or explain the main idea. Look at this paragraph. Through the centuries, rats have managed to survive all our efforts to destroy them. This is your topic sentence. We have poisoned them and trapped them. We have fumigated, flooded and burned them. We have tried germ warfare. Some rats were even survived atomic bomb tests conducted on Antietam atoll in the Pacific after World War II. And the last one that is underlined and highlighted is your concluding sentence. In spite of all our efforts, these enemies of ours continue to prove that they are the most indestructible of pests. This is the main idea, and this is your concluding sentence. Now, developing a paragraph. A topic sentence may be developed by giving examples. This is how a topic sentence can be developed. It can be developed by giving an example. A topic sentence may be developed by giving details, and a topic sentence may be developed by telling an incident. These are the 3 ways of developing a topic sentence. Unity in the paragraph. The next important part is unity in the paragraph. Every sentence in a paragraph should support the main idea expressed in the topic sentence. As we talked earlier, you are supposed to stay focused on what you started off with. If you have given one specific information in your topic sentence, you're supposed to stick to it throughout the whole paragraph. आप उसको change नहीं कर सकते, उसमें relevant बातें जो हैं वो नहीं ला सकते. The main idea and then the sentence. These are the supporting details, and the bodybuilder who is holding the main idea is kind of supporting the whole paragraph. And we have all the supporting details totally held together and controlled by the main idea. So this is about unity. The concluding or clincher sentence. The clincher sentence, clincher means something that holds something together, that gives you a concluding or a final idea. So the concluding sentence after the topic sentence, the most important thing is concluding sentence. Restate the topic sentence in different words. A clincher sentence or concluding sentence clinches the point made in the paragraph. It kind of picks that sentence main idea from there and kind of restates it in the last. It summarizes the paragraph. It's written in a way that it summarizes the whole paragraph or the topic sentence. Coherence in a paragraph. Stick to the point. The ideas have a clear and logical relation to each other. Sticking to the point means that your ideas are supposed to be closely related to each other. Put details or examples or incidents in logical order. Now, we have talked about all this before. This is just a revision. हर चीज़ को logical order में लाना है. आप इससे related exercises कर चुके हैं. There were many sentences जिन्हें आपने sequence के हिसाब से करना था after reading them. And it was very simple. आपको पढ़ते ही पता चल जाता है कि topic sentence कौन सा है और concluding sentence कौन सा. There can be chronological sequence according to the happening time of happening of the things in relation to each other and in order of importance. Then connecting sentences within the paragraph. We have transition words, chronological order के transition words होते हैं, first, meanwhile, later, afterwards and finally. Objects in relation to one another के transition words हैं next to, in front of, beside, between, behind, and then in order of importance we have however, furthermore, as a result, in fact and yet. Now here we are with types of paragraphs. The narrative paragraph tells a story. Persuasive paragraph tries to convince the audience. The descriptive paragraph describes something, and the expository or explanatory paragraph gives information or explains something. So narrative paragraph is where you tell a story. You are asked to write about your journey to Murray, your trip to Murray, तो आप वो कहानी सारी सुनाते हैं. The persuasive paragraph is tries to convince the audience. Advantages of a university education जो हमने पहले पढ़ा. The descriptive paragraph describes something. You are asked to describe a house on fire, तो आप वो paragraph इस तरह लिखते हैं कि आप scenes और sounds और हर चीज़ describe करते हैं. The expository or explanatory paragraph gives information or explains something. For example, you are asked to write a paragraph on pollution, तो आप उसे explain करते हैं. First you define it and then you explain it. Now after this review presentation, we'll just quickly revise again what we did. We talked about paragraph writing. I showed you the sample paragraphs. We revised again what kinds of paragraphs we have. We have descriptive, we have narrative, we have expository and explanatory paragraphs, and argumentative. We talked about the types of parts of a paragraph, that is topic, sentence, supporting details and concluding sentence. We did many exercises, how to identify topic sentences, how to add concluding sentences, and how to put the paragraph in logical sequence, how to avoid repetition, how to detect relevance or irrelevance, how to kind of see that your paragraph is properly edited or not. I also gave you a checklist that you can see or check according to your paragraph. When you are done with it, you can tick mark all the information, like if there are any format problems, does your paragraph have a topic sentence, does it have a concluding sentence. So all this information was in lecture number 18. This brings us to the end of this lecture of paragraph writing. I hope you have developed a very good knowledge and understanding of how to write paragraphs, what they actually are. In the previous lecture, I gave you a list of topics to write paragraphs. Try to take out some time and write paragraphs at least on 3 of them. That will help you in the practical understanding of what we did till now. So we are through with lecture number 18. Thank you very much.